morning, my name is Marcus Glauker. I'm the chef at Batard restaurant, and we are here in the kitchen at Batard and would like to show you how to cook the perfect duck breast. I mean, first of all, I would say you have to buy a really good product. Please make sure you have a look at the fat layering, how it's butchered, or if the whole animal is there, that the color is nice and white. There's a lot of different ways how to eat duck and how to cook duck. I like my duck medium rare. That's sort of the staple how to cook duck. So I show you today, we have a whole duck here. I'm gonna take the duck off the bone. We're just using the duck breast. The legs you can use for confit, presses, a lot of different things. I like to break down the duck a little bit, so especially to take the breast and the legs apart, since if you cook it, you want to sort of get an even cook on both parts of the animal. So if the leg is cooked all the way, the breast is going to be overcooked, or the other way around. So we have a beautiful duck breast off the bone. There's a little silver skin here. The silver skin, take it off. That makes the duck normally a little tough after you cook it, if that is still on. So you just, almost like a beef fillet, you know, you have the silver skin. You take this off, and here you go. This is the little tenderloin. You can use that, put it aside, grind it, make duck meatballs, whatever you want. There's a lot of possibilities to do that. So this is a beautiful duck breast. You see there's a lot of fat on there, beautiful layering. I try not to trim it up too much before you cook it, since when you do that and you cook it, the skin tightens up. Just take a little bit of the inside fat off, like this. Next step is you have to refrigerate it or put it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes so the skin firms up, and then I'll show you how to score it. So it has been 10 minutes in the freezer. So I have the duck breast here. You see on top you have like a nice firm fat. Take that, really sharp knife, and then you just score it. Don't go all the way, just slightly. It releases the fat a little bit easier. That way the meat doesn't cook that quickly. And you want to have the skin crispy and the meat sort of medium rare. If you don't score it, it's going to be very hard to get all the fat out and have the right cook on the meat as well. Temper the meat for a little bit, I would say another 10 minutes, so it's room temperature before you put it in the pan. The pan, make sure it's not going to be too hot. I have a little bit of just vegetable oil, or I like to use grapeseed oil. Season it both sides, then put it in here. You don't hear almost a sizzle, it's really slow. Just put it on the side of the stove. Forget about it for about, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes. Always drain out the fat, so it's always dry and renders down, till you have sort of a color, like this duck breast over here, which are rendered for approximately, I would say, 10-15 minutes. When you look at it, it's still rare on one side. That's very important. So we're gonna let the meat rest. The next step is gonna be just putting it in the oven. When you put it in the oven, you wanna crisp up the whole skin part of it as well. If it's not perfectly rendered, you will never get to the point. This breast, I would say like 5 minutes at 350, 380. All right, now we have the duck out of the oven. We let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. You see the skin is beautifully golden, but it's not completely finished yet. So it's cooled down a little bit, so we want to bring it back. And we're gonna bring it back in a little bit of butter, rosemary, thyme, and garlic. Then we're just gonna slowly bring it back to the temperature, carve it, and put it on the plate. So I have my pan here. I'm gonna put a little bit of fresh butter in there, thyme, rosemary, a bit of garlic. And we're just gonna put it meat side down into the butter. Don't baste the butter over the duck skin, otherwise the skin gets soft again. So you really just wanna sort of bring it back with that emulsion. You don't wanna cook it anymore. You really just wanna bring it back to temperature. We're gonna leave it in the pan for approximately 5 minutes, not too hot. And then just take it out, let it rest for another minute before you slice it, just to make sure the juice is not gonna be all over your cutting board. You see the layer of the fat is completely gone. You have the crispiness on top. It's nice and juicy, the right temperature. Just gonna put it on here. And thanks for watching how to cook a perfect duck breast here at Batard. I hope to see you soon in Tribeca to enjoy this dish.